Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. Um, Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I guess we're going to talk about Bunny and whatever else is going on. Um, Let me say hello to everybody. Lady Cat,
Hello.
Magic Mike,
Gobble gobble.
Derpy.
Oh, I got nothing today. I augur
Okay.
with 100 days. 100.
Okay.
Just the number 100. That's all I got.
100 days until. Are you growing out a mustache and that's when it's going to be appropriate to show on YouTube?
No, that's just how long it's going to take for me to be able to upgrade a single fleet.
Oh, okay. With your bounty kits.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Saint.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. And the link is in chat in case anybody else would like to join open mic. And I guess let's go. We got a new calendar that popped up yesterday. So let's go ahead and move forward. Alrighty. One more click. Alrighty.
And if people are wondering, by the way, the December, January ones are next to each other on forms now.
Okay, where were they before?
Below and above each other, so you couldn't see them on the same screen. Now you can.
Okay.
Oh, they changed it recently? Because I had to I had to reduce the size of my screen and do all sorts of stuff in order
Which
to
doesn't
get
make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, in order to get a screenshot, because otherwise I could copy the image, but nobody could read it because it's too big with the pictures and whatnot. And it is interesting spelling of January, the first one.
How did they spell it? Jana.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's creative. It's creative.
It's Canadian.
So, it might earn them some. That creativity might earn them a Built Ronin. So we'll see. Everything looks according to normal. It's set for
almost.
It's set for a TBD for the skirmish TLC. It's TBD and TBC. So it's to be decided. But the exact date is to be Canadian. So I really hope that.
I have another thing with this. If you're done or once you're done with what you were saying.
Yeah, I just really hope that in the next PVE calendar, when it's January and February, that we would get about this time next month, that we do have an exact date for that, because it's sort of important if you want to use the Ronin in that TLC, because of people have a upgrade time on the flag that varies from 8.5 days up to 10 plus, almost 11 days. So if you don't know if you only know according to BP Week, you only got like 4 or 5 days notice, and you're probably going to potentially miss the availability of that haul if it shows up the first week after VXP or the same week as pillage. So hopefully we'll get an update on that next month or something else. But what else were you going to mention?
Yeah, so if I look at a calendar, it says that there's a week of December, I believe it is the December 29th. That is a Tuesday that an update would occur on, but there is no special event on that's labeled as Tuesday, December 29th, which is interesting. We may decide to run Bounty that week instead of the week of the 22nd, as it usually happens. But they have a mystery week here that they haven't filled unless they push Bounty back, which they have not done over the last year. So,
yeah, this is one of them. December is one of the months that has five Wednesdays.
Yep.
Um, so, yeah, it seems to be a recurring thing. So, anybody else have any thoughts on the calendars?
And just as a reminder, we should be saving our Forsaken Mission tokens we get this week because the raid is coming up.
Yep. You should have a full set of tokens and then a full set of chests beforehand. So at this point, you're grabbing the ones that are going to be tokens, and next week you're going to grab the ones that are going to be chests. I still don't know how to spend the chest I have from last week. Besides,
I'm the same.
Me too. Same problem.
I might use like a 2-day token for 12-hour refit to put a tactical onslaught engine on one of my Conqueror ships because there's no PvP build I can do, and all the PvP. So the PvE stuff is all upgrades, and the PvE stuff is all both PvE and PvE are upgrades. Is what I'm saying.
yeah.
There's no builds to do. It's all upgrade.
Yeah, I just changed a couple of things on my Harrower just to make sure I got the 1-day token from tier 3 this week.
Yeah, it seems like they need to work something out with this whole process. Have a token management specialist over at Kixeye realizing, we don't have anything to do with our build tokens. And there was way back when there was talk of making Omni tokens, but that never tokens that took care of both upgrades and builds. But that was years ago and never seemed to have come to fruition.
Well, it couldn't have been years ago. We haven't had upgrades for years.
We had it with the Saturns. That was like tier 6, tier 7.
Yeah, it was a couple of years. It's been a couple of years because it was GDR that was talking about it.
God, time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're not having fun.
So, all right. Let's go to the next slide. BP next week. We have Pillage, Shadow and Flame.
Hellswarm
Forget
DLC.
that. What?
Hellswarm DLC.
Okay. Is that one
Which
that
is
you do with?
using-
You go ahead.
It's the same targets as the Assault DLC we have right now, so I will use my Zealots. Other people might use their Photons.
Yeah. Okay. And it seems like your request to get the updates to the beginners campaigns, Newts Go Live, are going to get some information on that on Monday as well. So
Let's see, where's that under?
still under the first bullet. Plus, keep an eye
Very
out for
good.
updates.
So they're doing that earlier than the Assault one because the Assault one was late.
Okay.
So this will probably mean we can get Mutineers in the campaigns and Riots in the Forsaken Mission.
Yep. Yeah, and it will be interesting because Pillage is going to be involved mutineers. So it would allow certain people to be on the top echelon. So
This almost seems too early, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's mutineers and Everett as the pillage, and riots and Praetorians as the B targets. So yeah, it does feel a little early that it's already out at this point. But oh well, not going to complain about it. CM Diary and some special info on the HTML5. Make sure you're compatible with it, I guess, is the special news, but who knows?
And if you don't have hardware acceleration on, turn it on.
Yeah. Did we say at some point we're going to have somebody go through that just in Chrome so people knew what to do?
Oh, we did.
we didn't do it, but we said we were going to do it, right, in the future.
Correct.
Should we do that?
Let me see if I can pull something up. I am hitting a target at the same time, but I can
Okay.
get that
Well,
done.
maybe when we're done with PP next week, we can do that for everybody. Pillage briefing. The new Mooney torpedo.
I don't know what
Masamune.
language that is.
It looks like Japanese.
You're the expert there, aren't you?
I did take a year of Japanese at some point. But I have not read through this completely. I do not know what that word means. Let me see. Masamune. Okay.
They wanted a great Japanese swordsmith.
Okay. So at least I realized it was Japanese. So there we go. Torpedo. And this is going to go on the Ronin and the new Shikuro splash shield. Also Japanese. Tier 9.5 limited special. Both for the skirmish hull. Briefing lands by the end of the day. This is going to be I'm assuming we're going to get 10 of the weapon and
5 of something, 5
Yeah.
of some certain special. I mean, we'd hope it would be the engine, but looks like they forgot about it.
Yeah, they've been doing the engine for a while.
Like maybe 2 cycles.
Yeah, and that was one of the conversations I had with with Someday Hixai, that they were like, because I mentioned that we didn't have the range extender for photons, and that you would need that. The range extender should come out prior to VXP or be available prior to VXP, so people can get an idea what the targets are like without having to spend twice. And he's like, well, at least we figured out with getting the engines out early, but it seems like they forgot that part, that they were did of their own volition. So that's too bad. And then we have the strategy guide for how to approach the new Photon ECM co-op target.
Which will be the same as it should be the exact same ships in the target as the previous month, so they don't really need anything out here.
Okay. Yeah, it's unless there's something weird about it, and pillage briefing, and as everybody hopefully knows, that Flash is being disabled December 31st.
Wait, what?
Send a ticket in. Yeah, really. And send in a ticket, and or there's a new forum thread to begin troubleshooting your issue. And Monday is the end of the November. I forget what I called them.
Stimulus package?
Yeah, stimulus package is over at that point. So, all right. I don't know. What should we go on to next? The next slide is Cyber Strike. Then the turret on the... Oh, let's go to slide 6.
This one?
Yeah. We were uncertain on the Wednesday show if this upgrade, the middle stat block or the middle image is the old stat block we had until we assumed date, and the one on the right is what we assume that we have now. Have anybody noticed a difference, a drastic difference in the performance of this turret?
I still can't hit bases.
Okay, so maybe the person that hit me the next day after the update, because it still seemed to be working pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be going pretty well in my base. I've only got one of them, but seems to do a pretty good job. But
So
Or
what
is
is
this-
this divine wind? Are you passing gas too much? I'm unsure what's going on at this point.
Yeah, we need some backstory on this one, Mickey. Okay, so it doesn't appear that it was over nerfed. So I guess that's good for people that claim them and put them in.
I looked at some brief numbers yesterday. It appears to still be potentially, in some circumstances, it could be as good as a decimator, if not better.
Okay.
Especially against a stacked fleet. Because it has about 1.5 million damage per projectile and has 9 of them, whereas the decimator has one projectile at 3 million damage. You look at the reload times, but then the decimator has a chance at hitting one ship, and this one splash, so it could hit all 5. So
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. From War Commander 2012. So there we go. They had a they went Japanese at that point. So yeah, it's all good. All right. Should we talk about bounty or should we talk about the contest?
let's do the screen sharing thing.
Okay. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this
Here we
is
go.
how to make sure your hardware is accelerated.
Okay, so I'm here. I'm on Google Chrome settings, which you get to by clicking the settings icon in the top right. I'm going to type in acceleration. Use hardware acceleration when available. This switch should be blue. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Turn on hardware acceleration, people.
Okay. And it will vastly help you with your HTML5 performance.
That's the general idea, yep.
Yeah. And I talked about the issue of canceling or terminating individual processes in Task Manager last week. No longer works and causes your WebGL to stop working. So if you do have a memory issue that you see within the Battle Pirates sub-thread or sub-processes, historically, I just been canceling that and then refreshing. But at this point, it causes issues. So basically what you need to do is just restart Chrome if you do see that there's a memory leakage issue. So,
to be honest, I have not been messing around with Task Manager whatsoever, and it's working perfectly fine for me. So,
yeah. Well, sometimes I see the memory usage all the way up to like 4 gigs or, so at that point, I start seeing severe performance issues when it gets that high. So, alrighty.
Probably just worth mentioning that hardware acceleration is pretty much the same in any browser you use as well. I use Opera GX, and I've got exactly the same. It's exactly the same method to turn on the hardware acceleration. So
yeah, that's the main one I use as well.
yeah, it's just for people that don't use Chrome. That's all.
Yeah, and what are you using? Opera?
Yeah, I use Opera.
Yeah, Opera is the other one that people are having good luck with. James, mine is on. Still, HTML freezes up at certain points. Probably to upgrade my RAM. Is this happening after you've been playing on Battle Pirates for a while? And potentially you need to refresh, what I was discussing earlier as far as memory leakage. Because it's, that can cause lag, so to speak, if somehow your memory gets out of control. Even just in a single process, you might show that you're only using 66% of your memory, but a huge amount is in one process. So this is happening from like the word go. So I think I have like 8 or 12 megs of RAM. So if you have 4, Is anybody else running 4?
No.
I've got 8.
8, okay. So, yeah, if you only have 4, you might be running into that issue, or it could be an issue on the memory on the video card. I'm not certain. So it may not be just your motherboard RAM. So, all right. Well, while we're on this turret, does anybody have any information on the new turret, which is slide 9?
It's not that good. I mean, you can the stats I was looking at, you can boost the missile damage by a fair amount. If I go into and play around with the turret, you can maybe get that damage up to 2 million at the highest. Maybe with a critical, it's a bit higher. Mm-hmm. But it's not very good because my Mongoose does more damage than that. My Armageddon does more damage than that. The main advantage of this turret is it has a long range of 400.
Yeah.
But my base is not it's not a range of 400 won't be useful. Most players are only within 200 range of my outpost at all times. It being 400 away doesn't really help that much, if that makes sense. Like, you don't need that longer range unless you're designing your setup kind of around it. I don't really think it's worth getting, especially when we have the Mongoose and the Armageddon as already 2 very good turrets.
Yeah, and I think on Wednesday I called you short range derpy because it seems like you've concentrated pretty much all your HT turrets into.
No, I forgot how many I had at this exact moment in time. I have 3 of the baffled turrets, 2 decimators, 2 Armageddons, and 5 Mongoose.
Okay. So, and I guess the armors at this point, slide 11.
Getting there.
Okay. Is this mainly about power consumption? Or do you think that additional deflection makes a difference?
Well, let's see. We've got 20,000 deflection on there. Say you put it on all 3 armor slots on a turret. You'll get up to 60,000 deflection, whereas a trencher cannon probably does about 1 million deflection, 1 million damage per shot. A Warhound cannon, probably does, let's see, 300,000 damage per shot. I don't think they're really worth it. I mean, I wasn't using the old armor.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing, if you want to use armor, is it's half the, close to half the power. So.
Yeah, but if you're adding on 60k deflection against a weapon that does 1 million damage, I don't see that as very useful, to be honest.
Yeah, it might be the difference between 1 shot and 1.1 shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might buy you a second, which
potentially.
Is potentially.
Potentially useful, but I'm not pushing myself to get these, especially when I think they'll probably show up in pillage at some point in the future.
Okay, so it sounds like let's back up a slide. So it sounds like you're probably concentrating here on the upgrades.
This exact moment, okay, I'm going to need a small rant moment. At the current level, U0, maybe even U1 fleets cannot get into pretty much any decent base. They just can't get into any decent base. Their PvP way too much favors the defender before the upgrades.
Mhm.
Now that we've got the upgrades, I've been hearing people say that, whoa, U2 Warhounds are actually pretty good. And maybe U2 Trenchers are good, and maybe when we get U2 Hellswarms next month, they'll be good as well. But if I want U2 Warhounds, I only have one ship at U1 right now. I have to upgrade it 9 times, about 10 days each. That's 90 days. If you have a U0 Warhound fleet, that's 100 days of upgrades to be able to have a shot at competing at the high level in PvP. That doesn't feel right to me. I should not have to spend 100 days to get a fleet that can do okay. On the bright side, they have it behind a paywall, so you could just spend $30 today or $20 today, and you could compete. But I don't appreciate how they have it. I have to spend literally 100 days upgrading my Warhound fleet to have it be capable of playing the game and hitting bases. I don't like that. It seems backwards to me. It doesn't sound like it makes sense, especially when we have so many players in Battle Pirates who are used to being able to do things for free with smart planning.
Yeah. So it's $20 for 100 days. So it's 20 cents a day, right?
It's $30 for 100 days.
Oh, it's 30. Okay, so it's
depending on what upgrade level you had before and stuff like that.
Okay, so they plan this out. So it's 30 cents a day.
Pretty much.
Yeah, which is a deep discount that they're but it's also as you said it's a paywall because with most bases you can't get in at
so I have to pay $30 for or wait 3 months for the privilege of being able to play the game.
Unless, of course, there's going to be TLC drop that provide upgrade tokens.
Yeah, we haven't seen any yet, though, have we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, not for the Warhound, I don't think. There was some for the Trencher.
Yeah, didn't they give a bunch of us out for the Trenchers?
There were a few out there. I don't think they gave any out.
I thought there was a TLC.
There was a TLC. I don't remember.
But I thought at one point, which one did they give out kits and?
None of the current Tier 9 ones.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So I think the upgrade times for the Trencher aren't too bad. They're like 3.5 days and then 7 days, and that's a bit more realistic to me.
I thought it was more like 5 and 8.
I thought one of them was. I might be wrong.
I started 1 to U2 at 8 days. But the Trencher does seem a bit lower. That's the one I'm personally doing first. So that's only...
Yeah, it's 3 days, 5 hours to get to U1.
Okay. So that's only 55 days.
But I guess three days to get to U1 is not unreasonable. We can't expect it. We can't expect everything to be instantly upgraded if we're not gonna pay for it.
I just think
the 3 days, 100 days is ridiculous for the Warhounds.
3 days to U1, I won't complain about. 10 days to U1, on the other hand, I will complain about.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have not done bounty since in a long ass time, and I don't even do the TLCs related to that. I have 7 days of Trencher upgrade tokens.
Yeah,
FYI.
I'm pretty sure that was from a TLC.
I think they gave them out. I don't think I did that TLC.
It's a TLC. I think we did it for the there was something else in there we wanted.
Maybe the turret upgrade tokens.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just because there was some that they gave not too long ago, and I was just trying to remember which one it was. It was like right before bounty. So
I don't remember that.
Okay. You need to come out with a lot more upgrade tokens for the PvP to get interesting. People get tired of buying the upgrade deals every month. Yeah. Yep.
I think the other problem with the Warhound upgrades until this month, the kits themselves were just so expensive. They were like 10,000 points for each 100 kits. I know they've come down significantly this month, but there was a huge number of points just to get enough tokens to even start the 10-day upgrade.
And how many of those bundles did you have to buy to upgrade a single ship? 2?
2 for each ship, yeah. So there was 100,000 points in one bounty just to get enough to upgrade your ships to U1.
Okay.
So, whereas I think they've come down to 20,000 for 1,000
Yeah,
this time,
or it's
or 10,000.
I
for
bought a
100.
few of them. It's 10,000 for the fleet to U1, so 20,000 total.
Okay.
Which is a lot more realistic.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything else we should be talking about besides the 2 contests?
No, it's
Bounty.
been a nice pie week.
Well, if you're not doing bounty, that is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I still don't really like their system structure of bounty. It's a lot of grinding, but I can't even stack up that many on a single fleet. In the raid, I can go out and hit 20 auto targets, stack those up for a 6-hour repair, leave, come back. In bounty, I can do like 1 target, have my fleet basically dead, log off for 2 hours. And it's only 2 hours because it only takes that long to repair. Then I only get 2.5k for doing that. They've got targets out, level 93, for example. You can hit that, lose your fleet. Even if you win, you have a 90% dead fleet, and you get 3,000 bounty. And you need to do that 5 times for a single engine. I'm not losing my fleet 5 times for a single engine. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So are they assuming that you have that people they're jumping to the assumption that people have multiple full fleets? That people have, they're looking at people like, okay, they have 5 PvP fleets.
No, they just don't know how to value their thing. Like I can't beat the level 93 with my current fleets. Even if I do, I get the same payout as a target that gives me maybe an hour damage. It doesn't make sense. I mean, even if I take all 3 fleets I have and go out and hit things, I still really don't have anything, and I have to log in every 2 hours to start the repair in any case. They're trying to get people to. I think their business plan is to make people so frustrated with playing bounty and hitting targets that we just blitz everything for an absurd cost. I think that's their business plan.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they could very well have 2 different PvE business plan and a PvP business plan, because I think there's enough separation there that there's probably 2 different. Is that AI software on how to get people to spend money? Is that still around? You remember that?
I'm sure. Well, I have no idea.
No, because that was considered one of the big. I mean, it was reported in a lot of gaming magazines that Kixeye had developed. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's not like
I don't remember that, but it makes sense.
Really?
What you're saying.
I have recall of that.
Yeah. They were, they had got venture capital money back when it was still, before it was Stillfront, it was Kixeye, that they had developed some sort of software to track player behavior. And
all I know is on Kixeye's database, I am for some reason listed as a, quote, value player. I requested all the information they had for me as part of their update a few months ago where you could do that. Finally got back to me. They've got, my email address, my Facebook profile, because I linked it through Facebook, pretty much only that. And they have me listed as a value player. So Maybe that's relayed.
Wait. Take like 5 steps back. What was the process to determine you were?
Okay, hold on. Let me screen share this. So in the settings module, you can go to privacy. I clicked learn more, act on my rights, and that brought me to see, you can still see this. Their terms of service, etc., which I read through, and I found that. Let's see. I found some place here where I can request. Let's see. You have control over this section I'm highlighting. To request access, correction, reactivation, etc. your personal data, contact us at this email address. So I emailed them and said, hello, I would like to access my personal data. A few weeks later, long process, they eventually got back to me. I'm listed as a, quote, value player. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe it means that, I don't know, but...
Value meaning like that you're looking for value, or they value you?
Probably, I was thinking that they value me.
Or that you're searching for value.
I don't know.
Because it could go either way, and they're very.
It could.
It seems.
It could.
Maybe on the Wednesday show, the people might be interested in this. If you could blur out anything that's actually privacy related, and show the kind of information that you received, so people might be encouraged to do this.
I can even take about 3 minutes to do that at this point and get back to you towards the end of the show here. But
okay, that'll be interesting. I'm curious what kind of information is there. Okay. Okay. As a blue whale, I think I was labeled as a sperm whale, so we'll have to see how this works out. So, it would be funny if they had terms like gooner and whale.
Yeah.
That would be much more amusing than value player. So, all right. So we're going to get today's Friday. So tomorrow evening, East Coast, we're going to see a reemergence of the KIXEYE employee bases. Is that true?
Yep. Saturday, 3 p.m. KIXEYE time through Sunday, 3 p.m. KIXEYE time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there nerf coming to base defense or no? I think that's what we've been discussing. Between these Conqueror upgrades on this slide and then the slide 6 turret nerf, they've made a couple of nerfs to base defense already. But one you probably have not seen yet, which is the U2 upgrades, because of the extensive time it takes to actually upgrade them. So
yeah, I've been diagnosed as a cash cow.
Yes.
Well, here we go. Here's the information that they've got on me. The top part here was field value, which again, maybe it means I'm a cheapskate. I'm looking for value and trying to play as easily as possible, or it means they've made a whole bunch of money off of me. So there's that. They got my base name. They've got my birthday, which was incorrect. It's not my actual birthday, so I must have lied to them. They got my country, one or two email addresses.
You were too young when you started.
What was that?
Because you were too young when you started. Then you have to be like older than 13.
I'm not probably. I never gave anyone my real
because
birthday.
you were
I don't
going
want,
through because you were going through that, and they had a thing about players under 13.
I don't want big data knowing my birthday. I don't even tell anyone the right month, year, or date at this point. Lie to everyone. Lie to the IRS. You know, it works really
that's
well.
why you don't get any birthday presents from us.
Yes. But where does it show when you started?
It doesn't.
Okay, then how did Lady Cat jump to that conclusion?
You know, because
He's young, and the game's been around for a very long time, and I know people that started when they were teenagers.
yeah, I mean, it's a guess that could be accurate. It might not
Yes.
be accurate. I actually
because
haven't done the
I'm
math.
trying to figure out what was on here that was leading her to that.
I'm
It was just a guess.
just
They have
Okay.
a Facebook ID. They've got names which are linked to my Facebook account. Another email linked to my Facebook account. Some few IDs, a nickname, base name, a picture, which I believe is my current Kixeye avatar. Facebook information. They know what state I'm in as well as what country. Really nothing interesting. It's just the only interesting
And
thing here is the
I'm
field
curious.
value.
I saw that you blurred out your gender.
Yes.
Okay, just to it up.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, I was just curious. It's not long enough that it's something complicated, but I was just noticing that was
Maybe
like
it's an abbreviation. It could be an acronym. You know,
okay.
FEM, MTF. You never know.
Yeah.
They probably only have two options anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah. Racer doesn't even work.
Okay, but field and value may not even be. That could just be like a database, like that could mean
I've
that could
spent
just be
money
an
with them at
empty
one point.
an empty.
Oh, I
You
see.
know what I mean?
The value is the input. Like it's an input in some array. Yeah. Oh, this is the header actually. This is the header.
Yeah.
table.
So you're not a value play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's which would have been much more fun if it actually.
Much more interesting. And if they could tell you how much money you'd spent, which Kixeye support told me, but then said they couldn't tell me and deleted the email they sent me, which didn't work. So Kixeye support can tell you how long you've been playing, but this doesn't. So they don't really have any interesting information on you. So
Yeah. So it's just a header. So not as interesting as as far as Leonard Skinner's question. How did you come up with Derpy the cow?
I don't remember. I have a few ideas. I think it might have been through a book I was reading. I'm really not sure. I wish I had a better story for you, but I don't.
Okay. Yep, we're still wondering why I blurred out the gender. So that's a better story. And then Leather pretending to be Feel.
I'll keep you in suspense about that.
Okay. Oh. And their headers. Alrighty. I don't know. Is there any? Does anybody have any? I'll post the link in case anybody else would like to join. Is there anything else we should be discussing at this point, or any run-throughs? If anybody found any sweet spot with the targets?
With the bounty targets, hit the 97. 108's good to 64, 70 or low payout, but doable. Depending on how motivated I am to play, I'll hit more 97s. The bases themselves there are 3 or 4 that are manageable and doable with a U0 fleet. So that's not the issue. Bounty, it just isn't fun for me to play much anymore. I don't want to log on, hit the same few bases for a series of hours to get upgrade kits like that, and then spend 100 days doing some upgrade. That's not what excites me. There's a turret that isn't that great. I mean, I can't even hit regular player bases. Any decent regular player base, I'll fail in because I'm not the best hitter, and also bases are way too strong right now. I tried to hit a few earlier today. I lost on all of them. Used Hellswarms, lost. Rangers, lost. Warhounds, lost. It's too hard to hit anything decent these days. And even if I do
Same.
get in, my fleet's going to be 90% dead, and I get 2.5k bounty points.
Yep.
I'm not a PvP player. Think about us PvE players.
But a PvE player can still do the 97 the same way I can do the 97.
If they have the same fleets.
A U0 Warhound fleet that's a few months old.
Well, yeah, I guess I got that.
It's so monotonous.
But
You
I
gotta-
also don't want to hit those targets a million times.
Oh, it's only a few hundred.
Exactly. Once it's more than 10, it's too many.
Yep.
I was thinking about joining Bounty if they were given the 25,000 startup bonus, and might have done it. But they weren't, so I didn't.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to do that again this month. They've done it for the last couple of months, but
Yeah,
no sign of it at the moment.
no. So I figured I'll take the time and get other stuff done instead. Do my shopping, get ready for Christmas. Have time to do my TLCs and the FM.
Oh, more exciting. Yeah, the Zealot TLC I have to continue autoing.
So what's your total damage when you auto the entire thing?
I auto the first 3 completely. The last 5 or 4, I guess, I have to try to remember to go in, stack my fleets up, and then auto. If I do that, I can just get through the entire campaign, the mastery round, all 7 encounters, with 99% of my fleet dead.
Wow.
And I've got a full X1 fleet.
Yeah, I have an X1 fleet too.
It's a bit easier if you drive it, but doing it 35 times is just a bit monotonous.
Yeah, I drove through one before the show here. I had 7 hours damage for pretty lazy to stack driving the whole thing with Steelhead's crew. The idea being I might try to drive one more later tonight.
So I'm actually using my Photon fleet, but I've got one already upgrading at the moment, so I throw in one Zealot into that fleet.
Interesting.
I do have to then change that Zealot out after about the 5th target because the Zealot dies. But I only end up with about 2.5 hours total damage on the Photons to get through the whole thing. That is driving generally. I auto the first 3 and then drive the last 4. So it's not too bad. I've done 3 out of the 5 masteries at the moment.
Good job.
I've done, nice. I've done 1 out of 5.
Yeah, the Zealot being in there just tends to help killing the little drones a bit quicker because obviously it's got the splash, whereas the missile Photons haven't.
Yeah, and you're upgrading a regular Photon now, correct? Not
Correct,
you're using your okay.
Yeah.
My flagship Photon's going up to X1, so
So's mine. Still have 3 days on it.
well, I've got 8 days left.
Well, I can do the target with Zealots, and I don't mind doing it with Zealots. I just don't want to do it. So I've done 1 mastery. I have 4 more to go. I'm fighting it because I just don't want to.
Yeah, well, we had the same. It was the same targets last week for another TLC, and it's the same every week.
And we'll get it next week too for the Shadow and Flame.
That's it.
Copy and paste, pirates. What's everyone's wager on how many players, what percentage are we going to lose on December 30 or January 1st?
Flash is working for me okay. I mean, HTML, sorry. I've been using it for a couple months now. It's been fine.
I'm going with 25%.
You think it'd really be that high?
I don't know.
Mine's actually been working pretty good with HTML.
I think 10.
What?
So you're saying that you thinking 25% have not even switched over yet now to use it, and I got a big shock coming? Otherwise, shouldn't most of the player base should be trying HTML5 by now, right?
I'd hope so.
I mean, this just my fuzzy logic, but it's like they've been preaching to us. Took me, I'll be
I
honest
mean, the
with you,
Farm Bill people are crying, but
it took me a long time to stay on HTML5 because I was having troubles, but it's not too awful bad right now.
no, I think they're spending a huge amount of their time trying to improve it because they realize they need to. You know, it's not like, you know, improving the, even though it's separate team, improving the player experience as far as, you know, things we've talked about in the show, as far as being able to strategize on certain things and how much people hit upgrades and, you know, the time involved with upgrades. But they're spending, I think there's, you know, with the improvements that we saw in Flash as well, were incredible. But that's where they seem to, you know, they're willing to talk to you about things and whatnot. So, you know,
Yeah,
they
if you
just,
guys you haven't tried it, you need to try it now.
you know, so.
Do you think when they switch, when Flash goes, that they'll free up some more time for quality of life improvements from them?
Hope
'Cause
so.
Are they playing effectively at the moment?
If not, I'm quitting.
Yeah, I think that's what they've been saying for a while. I think they're slightly different teams. Maybe they're not. I mean, because some of the things that we're looking for is like, can we move around our build and upgrade tokens and things like that? That might be the same team, and they're just going to implement it on one system and not two. But as far as I think things like that will get accomplished. But things like, you know, the damage to points payout and upgrade times and things like that, those aren't related to that same sort of people. That's just a decision. That's like a money decision, at least in my opinion. But, you know, like, you know, the one I brought up is like, why do I have, you know, to scroll through, you know, it seems like, I know it's not hundreds, but 100, at least 100 upgrade build VXP tokens in one single tab.
Ships from 2 years ago that I'm never going to upgrade or build or VXP ever again.
Yeah, and I don't understand it because it seems so simple. Because I was, I pushed really hard I created the initial thing they did where you have the sorting and the I just wanted them to sort. I didn't realize that they could search, you know, in the shipyard as far as your specials, your weapons, your armors, all that kind of stuff. That was something that I've been pushing for a long time and became ornery about. But it seems like once they know that, it shouldn't be too difficult to work out the token situation, because I think that's what a lot of people want.
Yeah, even that same search function in the tokens would be great. It made such a huge difference to the building the ship and that you could just put in projectile speed or building damage or whatever you wanted. It was that sort of small thing that makes a big difference to the player base, I think.
Yeah, because, you know, it reduces frustration. and then they did finally, as part of HTML5, but only in HTML5 can you figure out how many kits you have without having to have an empty shipyard. So if you're doing a raid or some other event, you can see, okay, I have X number of kits. Prior to that, you couldn't see them at all, but right now you can only see them in HTML5. I mean, in some of this stuff, I'm wondering if it is intentional. Like, okay, we're going to lure people over to HTML5 by greater functionality. The kits, and also if you hit a target in Flash at this point, you may have a 50-second timer left. You enter the target, you might have already been fired at if you're in Flash, but in HTML5 that timer stays, and much lower chance that you're going to be already damaged by the time you can actually see the target. So I don't know if they're going to do more things like that, but that's one of the real reasons that pushed me to get into HTML5, because I was tired of, in Flash, getting into the target and I was already getting fired upon and I was already firing at them, and that was a bit ugly. So, okay. So I guess we have not much left to discuss. We still haven't gotten to the contest. Lady Cat, can you call that up on the forums? I didn't bother to make slide on that.
Yeah, hold on just a second.
Okay. Because I don't know how many people have. Does anybody have opinion on the current contest? If you're familiar with them,
I think it'd be kind of funny if I drew a picture of a certain object. Other than that, or wrote "F you kicks." Either other than that, not especially.
Yeah, because from what I can tell, as far as there's two contests. One is what are you thankful for, and supposedly there's going to be three randomly drawn winners. So I don't know if you can say I'm thankful for Hub and actually win the contest. I think you should be able to, based on the rules, but there's a chance that you might not be able to.
It's up. It should be up.
Okay. And the other one is the ship show. You're supposed to take a screen capture with bragging rights, a featured post on BP social media channels, and each group member wins 50 gold, max of 100 people.
So I think Kickstarter's going to have to go type out, log into 100 people's accounts and 50 people's accounts, whatever it is, and give them all gold.
Well, it also said be prepared to submit the user IDs if you win. So if you win, you might be submitting those 100 people's IDs.
So I can type out whoever's IDs I want, and they won't check. Whatever group wins, I'll send you my ID, and you can include me in the winning.
Hey, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one. There's a couple entries out there already I saw.
Yeah, one was pretty good.
Did any of them draw a penis?
No, somebody wrote Thanksgiving. I mean, yeah. But besides like Alpinus, what else should people recreate? I mean,
wait. What was the Prime Minister one?
See, there's Thanksgiving. which is, I so far
Okay.
that's the winner as far as what I've seen. And who knows if they're all old halls. And this one's a sad story. I'm not even going to get that one.
Yeah, it's from an older memorial, but whoever submitted it, I mean, I understand it, but he's not going to be able to submit those user IDs. So those people, even if they're in the photo, may or may not get a prize.
Yeah. And but I think what they're looking for is closer to the first one.
Yeah, they want you to
Yeah.
be creative.
Yeah, and I'm assuming they don't want Derpy's idea of a penis.
Or a finger, or, they don't want anything rude. Come on, people.
Come on, people. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
I remember.
the K's a little sloppy there.
I remember. when we used to do
If
stuff
I
like
just
that.
saw that, I would never guess that was a K. Would you?
No.
R? It looks like an R.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, but I think this
in
is
the
what they're
radar
looking for.
shot, it looks.
In the radar, it does look like a K.
Yeah.
In radar, it's fine.
Yeah, sort of.
So this is what Pops won, right? Yep, Pops won. So if you guys want to beat Pops One Alliance, get creative with your ships.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can say a few things about them and how they obtain gold from accounts that do you think? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. There's never mind. So I don't know. I mean, should the show create something? Should we?
Can we do an idea?
I'm available from 60 to 80. But what should we put out there?
Is that the age of the lady you want to date?
No, there's sectors.
Oh, just checking.
I like my idea.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to win.
Um,
I would be so surprised if it did win.
I'm in that world,
Yeah.
so I'm in. If somebody come up with a plan on what to do, what would you want to do? BP crib?
No, that's what I'm asking for. What we actually do, because I mean, Thanksgiving is time appropriate. I mean,
Thanks, kicks.
you
How
know,
about we
you know, 'cause
change out thanks to FU?
Derpy, you're so
Yeah.
negative today. What's going on? If I
Well,
like
I'll be more
grinding.
positive. I'll be positive in 100 days after I get all my whatchamacallit.
On your
We'll have
upgrade
this
done.
Because we also have to consider who the judges are. So if we put HC Half Centaur 2024, that might
Return of the
get a little
Lord.
traction, right?
I like this idea.
Yeah, okay. or Geely 2024. That's a lot more. That's a lot more players involved with that one. But I think that would. Besides the fact they're all Canadian, and I'm not sure, when their next voting on prime minister or whatever is going to happen. But they may get some appreciation for that one.
We could do a
So-
maple leaf.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be-
or a hockey stick. Who knows what we could do? But
we could say,
I don't know.
"Hey,
If you want to provide, oh yeah. There's yep. There's all sorts of possibilities. I mean, if you want to put them in the comments, as far as, and maybe we'll start up an emergency show on Tuesday to coordinate this all and do a whole video of how it came about. But I don't really think that's going to happen. But if you do have ideas on what we can spell out with ships,
let us
you know.
know."
yeah, it could be as long as you're we're all in the same world.
My idea is coming soon.
Yeah, Cummings. They're not going to like that one though. They're not,
Of course they will.
between
Why
the
would they
penis
not?
and the coming soon, they're not going to like these. You know, it's
Naughty Friday.
yeah. Strange brew, yeah. Great White North, you know, we could do all sorts of there's all sorts of possibilities there. But yeah, I don't really know where we go from there. The other one is supposedly random.
Yeah, go back to it.
Yeah, supposedly random. If there's 3 players will be picked at random to get will win the new skirmish hall, the Ronin. So I don't know if that's the blueprint, a built one. It's probably, just so you don't have to get the 6 million points in the raid.
But you have to get them all ready to build them starting day 1. So they didn't.
So when does this end? I mean,
you have to get it. I have no. I don't know.
Okay, let's see. There's 2 ways to win.
Oh, I guess if they're giving you the blueprint.
2nd of December, did it? Yeah.
What if you started building it
Did
before anyone else got it?
Yeah, right there.
Winners will be announced by week's end. Oh, okay, December 2nd. When does the raid start?
Oh, wait, let me see. That's going to be. I've got that open here.
I mean,
raid starts on December 8th, so you could get it out.
before.
You could get it out. You could get it before it started and use the whole
week. Yeah.
So the timing will work out. You might not get it before the raid starts, but
you might get it before the raid starts and have a week to build 4 blanks and also use a week of FM tokens earlier too. And
it'll be kind of
nice.
Funny.
If it actually works that way, or you eventually get it.
Well, either way, it doesn't hurt to submit a post, even though I've submitted one. I don't need any more competition. But everybody should at least try this. It's random. Who knows? It's the lottery.
Yeah.
Most of us, I've never had a 7-day chest. So I don't expect I'll be a random pick for this either. But I'm still trying.
Okay.
Gotta try.
All right. So, does anybody out there have any more questions on the contest on this month? Because I'm not a huge fan. I found all the other ones a little bit more.
You like torturing the pets?
At least I found it interesting. This one I don't even find interesting. Yeah, the PETA contest was that was not.
I thought it was great. My cats have finally forgiven me.
Yes, you did win that one, but I still like to call it the PETA contest. But this is it's like, random. Say something nice, and we'll quote unquote randomly pick you, or you spell something out with ships. I don't know. Maybe this is what people like. I just don't. I'm not a huge fan.
It's that time of year. It's Thanksgiving. You're supposed to say what you're grateful for.
It's officially Christmas now, so.
Yeah. I'm still liking the HC 2020. I think that if we can spell that out, I think that's going to be a winner. So, I'm sorry, 2024. Even 2020, that would be. But alrighty. I think we've covered everything. So the link's in the right-hand side in case you'd like to join the after show, and we'll be back on Wednesday to do what we do. So if anyone wants to say good night.
Good night, all. I'll say good night.
Okay. All right.
Good night.
Later, people. See you on Wednesday.
Yeah, everyone.